Okay, I've been fighting this all day. This is where I am. It doesn't look like much, but the headlight is on when we're going in forward, and the bell's ringing, and it shouldn't be. I don't know what's going on. It just started doing that. But if I pass this magnet by the whistle trigger, the whistle will blow. And then if I change directions, so I'm now going backwards. Yay! The bell rings! Oh, God help me. Oh, what a mess. Oh, don't worry. I got this power thingy. I'll get out of this for now. But what I've got are diodes in circuits. A diode for the headlamp, and a diode for another lamp that lights up in reverse only, and then I got a sensor, a light sensor that then triggers through this harness. It may be too much wire, I'm not sure, but it goes down into the board and says play the bells please, and it does. Sometimes it plays the bells when I want it to, and I'm not sure because that's supposed to be black, you know. I mean, it's double shrink wrap jointed between the LED and the sensor, and I don't know what's going on, but in any case, that's a little interesting. I wonder if I have that on backwards. Nah, I couldn't have. Okay. Yeah, because there's the resistor for that. Okay. So I'm making progress, and I'm putting together the harness, because this headlight has to come from here all the way to the front of the engine. So it's going to have to be some thin wire that I can braid in with the motor driver wire, which will be that flex wire you normally use. The chuff is not triggered, wired in. Yeah, that's it. That's a chuff. It's this engine I'm using just doesn't have chuff, and so I'm just using that engine for test. So I built this. This is sort of like a harness that has the two sensors, and one is wired into the power supply, and you have to make sure you get positive to positive, negative to negative. In this case, it's positive to negative. That's a different story. And then this is just a sensor that the magnet triggers it, and it tells it to make the noise. Power supplies are separated at this point. I have two rectifiers still. Haven't quite got brave enough to get it down to one, but maybe I will soon. I brought in a bunch of extra LEDs. I wasn't sure what I was going to need. I got this all built, and I forgot to wire in the headlight, tail light, backup light. So I'm going to have to cut this open and get in there and add another pair of wires back for the backup light, which I think are really cool. I make a cover, like a shroud, like an eyebrow on a 57 Chevy. So in brass, so it's circular, and it has a little eyebrow that sticks out, and then I scallop it, yeah, make some nice shapes, and then I put the backup light right in the middle, and it's in the middle of the tender in the back, and then on either side I have the red warning lights. So we'll have lights in the back. The reds are on all the time, just like the greens are on all the time in the front. I found my green LEDs, so I can run those fiber optics through the body of the engine. I drill out the molded in lanterns in the front of the boiler cover, and then I put fiber optics in those holes and glue them in, and then I glue an LED behind them, so the green LED is shining through fiber optic, and it comes out. The lantern looks like the lantern's green. It's kind of neat. And then I'll have this LED over here for the going forward, and then the backup light and the red lights and the bell in reverse and the whistle when you drive over a magnet. It's coming together piece by piece, day by day. However, I was corralled today and asked about when is this layout going to get done, and when will we have Santa's system figured out, and why is this factory sitting on your desk? That's my Tucker factory, and I have a plan. So tomorrow I've been asked to prepare. Okay, you can see way back there, and that's a corner. And if I come out 2 feet and then 2 more feet, I'm about here. Maybe not even. Maybe right about where that bank is. And I'm going to have a 4x4 circle of Christmas, and all these buildings are going to be, not these guys, but the ones in the center. Sorry, the ones in the center here will be Christmas and the Christmas train. So that's going to leave quite a bit in front. And about where that drive-in thing is, I'm going to have the Tucker factory, and that's going to be Chicago. On this side, I'm going to have a secret surprise for Margaret. I have a New Jersey toll booth coming, and I'm going to have a toll booth coming into New Jersey, and that's where I'm going to move Shelley's Diner here for New Jersey. We always said Shelley's Diner looks like New Jersey, so we're going to put that there. So as you leave New York, driving your car, you cross over the tracks, you come to Shelley's Diner, you go on down a little further, and now you're at the Tucker factory, which was in Chicago. So you see where we're trying to, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Midwest. Anyway, in our minds, it makes sense. Okay. But anyway, and so we're going to say, well, are you going to use those crossing gates? I don't know. Or I should put them around somewhere. It says, well, you figure it out, because if there's something that, doesn't quite fit your plan or work, or if you have too many, we need to mark them and get them out of here somewhere, somehow. So she's looking at all these extra buildings I have and wondering, what are you going to do with them? Why do you have 2 Chevy dealers? Well, you have to have 2 Chevy dealers. I mean, we got Rhodes, and then we got Rust, or Rust and Rhodes, or something like that. That's Bloomington, remember? I got to have Steve Kimmler and I are taking the bus over to see the 62s. That was kind of fun. Okay, anyway, so this weekend looks like I might have to go back to my track work. And she goes, what's all this track? What do you got this track? If you're done with the track, why don't you? Well, I don't know. And when are you going to wire it? Oh, I don't know. I've got to work on this. And so I've tried to get as much done as I could today. This harness will get refined as I try to, because I'm going to be coiling all this wire up and hiding it somewhere, and that's going to be problematic. So I may actually end up making a new one. I've got this sensor coming, more of the sensors, and I got more of the light bulbs, so I'm all set with that stuff. I have other parts coming, more magnets for the motors. The arc magnets are kind of tough to get, but I got 4 more pair coming, so I have plenty of those. Anyway, there it is. That's what I got done today. I don't know. I thought I'd get further faster, but you know what? It just never, ever. Well, and I kind of have to stop and document, what I'm doing, so that I know what I did and why and how. So there's the trigger wiring. I'm not sure what that was. That's something else. Here's the motor control board wiring, showing you which diode goes where, which is forward and backwards, and how I'm hooking up pieces. And then this shows you again doing the forward and backward thing, how that works in. This is the harness that this is the harness that I just built. So I put a connector in here right there so you can unplug it. I'm not sure how practical this is. I knew I didn't want everything hardwired, but that's a connector. There's a connector on there, and then there's a connector here, and I'm thinking, I don't know, too many connectors, too much wire. Could be, but we'll see. The old days, I just knew what I was doing, and I just pulled the wire and hardwired everything up to length. But in this case, when I have so much experimental stuff that's new, I think this is going to end up being like a prototype setup. And when I'm done with the wiring and I know what I need, then I can measure out the exact lengths, where I need flex wire, where I can stand rigid wire or not, and I can figure all that out. Anyway, I was pretty excited. It was kind of fun to have this stuff cranking up. Did I turn it off? No, I didn't turn it off. There we go. We're going forward. See, headlight came on. And then, no, not you. There's my magnet. You hush. Don't want to get too close. There you go. Maybe that magnet's making it crazy. I don't know. Now we're going backwards. Now show your stuff. Okay. Whew, Jesus. I mean, really? Just once. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Got a lot of wire in there. Maybe that's energy lost in the wire. Okay. That's it for today, I'm afraid. You're going to have to do working out. We're back to working out. I know. Well, we found that we stopped and then we started to feel old. And we didn't like that. So we're now working out twice a day. And we think we're feeling younger. I'm not sure, though. I think I still feel old, but... All right. Another day, another dime, another whatever. And I have 4 sets of rollers for somebody who needs them that I can sell. And I made them extra and still have them. I have some other parts I'll be talking about later. I'm really close to getting 500 people subscribed. I know, that's so pathetic. But, you know, and S-Gauge is like Edsel's, right? Yeah, so it's a small crowd. I get to 500, I'm going to have some kind of a special thing or something. I don't know what. I'll have to figure it out. I see people do drawings and stuff like that, and I thought, that might be fun. All right, well, that's it. I'm out of here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yeah, all day. Okay. Later.